I've had the privilege of auditing well over 600 businesses that come to our agency looking for help with their marketing. They're generating revenue, they're investing in marketing. Maybe it's internal staff, freelancers, consultants, maybe agencies like ours. And every time they show up, they almost always have one, if not more, of these 5 problems. And it doesn't matter the industry, it doesn't matter the company size, doesn't matter if it's B2B, B2C, doesn't matter if it's a coach or consultant, doesn't matter if they're manufacturing or SaaS. It's the same 5 gaps when things aren't working. And in this video, I'd like to help you identify these 5 gaps that we see consistently. And then if for some reason things aren't working well in your marketing, you can think about these 5 gaps and how you might think about moving forward to address each one. Please understand too, that just because you might have a significant amount of revenue doesn't mean that your marketing is actually working. It means that you've survived despite these gaps. Let's get into problem number 1, something we call invisible expertise. Now, this may sound a little interesting, but a lot of times the companies that come to us are established, they're well run, they have lots of revenue, they've got team, they've got reputation in the marketplace. But along the way, they didn't take digital quite as seriously as maybe they could have or should have. And what that leaves is a bit of a gap in their online presence in the way that people can find them. Their credentials are only known in-house to the people that they work with in their industry. Number 2, their credibility and their results aren't published online anywhere, not on their website, not on Google, not on Instagram, nowhere. And the challenge is when you want to start acquiring customers online and you're starting from scratch online, even if you've been around for 10, 15, 20 years, this becomes a bit of a challenge. Your years of expertise are usually sitting in your key personnel's head or inside of the wall of fame, if you will, inside your organization. And Google can't see it, AI can't see it, and social media can't see it. And the through line is that all of this great work that you've done for years is internally being celebrated, but externally invisible. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2, and that is that your messaging, your words online, if you are online, sound just like everyone else. The website is done based on a template. The website has just what it needs to have. The website is an afterthought as a platform for thought leadership. Maybe it has a couple of blogs, maybe it has a couple of announcements of you attending this conference or going to that event or being at this show, but it doesn't really convey to a perfect stranger who might find you online why they should choose you, what differentiates you, what's your point of view, what's your specific languaging model, and what a lot of people call is what's your differentiation in the marketplace. And when you sound like everyone else, you get treated like everyone else. But I'll hear in these meetings, yeah, but we're better than X, Y, and Z. We have a unique way of doing it, but it's not found anywhere. So when people only read the same words they read on your competitors' websites and you sound like everyone else, you get treated like everyone else, including on price. Problem number 3 is that you might be generating a significant amount of traffic from Google search optimization, might be from Google ads, might be from social media, might be from LinkedIn, cold outreach, whatever it is you're doing, but you lack a very solid conversion infrastructure. Most of the businesses that come to us are already running ads. They're already heavily invested in SEO. They might even be doing a good chunk of content, but there's no conversion mechanism on the website. I can't tell you that in 2026, how many websites I still visit from serious businesses, serious brands doing millions of dollars, and all they have is a contact us page on the website. And I have to simply say, contact you for what? Like, we've been saying this forever. I've been online since 2003. A generic contact page is not a conversion vehicle. We'll cover that in a later video. And then when someone does fill out that contact form, because we audit our clients that way and we go through their exact sales funnel, assuming they have one, no automated sequence on the back, rarely a thank you page. I have no idea when someone's going to contact me. There's no email follow-up, and I'm just sitting there in the abyss. So we do these things called mystery shops on the clients who come to us so we can reverse engineer exactly how their sales model works, because they'll tell us everything they do is great, and then we'll walk through it as if we were the customer or the prospect and then show them exactly why this is breaking down. It's so interesting to me that most marketing budgets are spent on just acquiring traffic and leads, but then we forget that the rest of the process, the nurturing, the fact that the person might not be ready to buy today, the person might be 3 months, 4 months, 8 months ahead of when their budget window is going to open up, and we leave these leads on the table because we don't have a conversion infrastructure. In our experience, most of the marketing budget is spent on driving traffic and leads. And what most of you miss is that the vast majority, call it 95, 96, 97% of all of the people who raise their hand as a lead to come into your world will not buy today. They might buy in the next 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months. And you are only focused on the people that are ready to buy today because you don't have a long-term conversion infrastructure. At the agency, we've seen this now for 15 years. I've seen it in my own businesses now for 30, 35 years. And here's what I'll tell you is true marketing ROI is found in the long game. And I'm not talking about how long you have to invest before the ROI kicks in. It's in the long game of understanding that most of your prospects, the vast majority of your budget to try to get them into your world today will convert in the long game. We've been in business business long enough to know that I've had prospect in our pipeline, if you will, for 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 years. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's where the money happens, not just in today's conversion. Problem number 4 is something that we would just call a trust deficit. We're so into this idea that we're going to just run some Google ads, get someone to click and then buy, get someone to click and request a quote, get someone to click and request a consultation. And the interesting part about it is online shoppers, online buyers, people that are Googling something, people that are checking ChatGPT, people that find you on social media. These are people that generally have higher agency than many other people. What that means is they're looking for signals. They're looking for social proof. They're looking for how Google might show you up online. They're looking at whether you're present on social media. They're reading your reviews and your trust signals across whatever those trust platforms and review platforms might be. And so many of you bury your success, bury your social proof in your team's head, inside the locker room, as I like to say it. You talk about it and high five yourself in Slack channels and board meetings and all this stuff. But then on the outside world, nobody who is thinking about solving the problem that you can solve even knows how good you are. If we're talking about optimizing for today's Google environment, whether that's Google AI Overviews, Google AI Mode, whether that's Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, or whatever the AI flavor is of the day, these platforms weigh trust signals, your reviews publicly, your mentions publicly, your backlinks publicly, the content consistency over time where your thought leadership shows up, and the businesses who show themselves as trustworthy get the business. And it must be a critical piece of your growth strategy if you expect to grow online. Problem number 5 is something we call lead stage awareness. This simply put means that we are treating every single lead the same. We are treating them as if they are ready to buy today. The challenge is even if that person clicked on a certain keyword in a Google campaign, even if they read a certain email and clicked the link, even if they saw you on social media with a certain piece of content, just because they showed up in a sequence that would have indicated they might be ready to buy today, we have to make sure that we've examined their intent for being there and where they are in the buyer's journey, or what we call the journey to making a decision. Treating cold leads the same when they come in, even through the similar door into your world, is an easy way to erode budget, but more importantly, erode trust. Let me give you an example. A company we worked with treated every single lead that came in who filled out a form on their website and sent their sales team to do active follow-up calls, emails, trying to get them to book a call. And what we found that was completely wrong with that is we could examine the intent that the person had when they entered their world. Let's be clear. If someone downloaded an ebook, a white paper, or signed up for a webinar, that does not mean they're ready for a sales call. If they booked a sales call, that means they're ready for a sales call. But just because they showed up in your world and you have a sales quota for your team doesn't mean you should be calling them actively and trying to get them in a sales call. Number one, if you high pressure this person, they're going to lose trust in your brand. I've seen it for 15 years. The key here is understanding what brought them into your world and what stage in the buying journey does that represent, and then putting them into what we talked about in problem 4, which is a proper conversion infrastructure. You get this one right and you'll never complain about marketing ever again. So if any of these 5 problems resonated with you today and you want to get them resolved, we'd love to invite you to our upcoming free workshop that will be about 90 minutes. We take business owners or marketers live through this auditing process so that we can help you dial in not just the problem, expose the weakness, but give you the plan and blueprint so you can move forward in your business to fix it. We'll spend 90 minutes together, real time, doing real work on your business. You just show up, know exactly what's going on in your business. We'll walk you through the prompts. We'll walk you through the model. We'll walk through the potential resolutions to those models. And it's, again, 100% free. The link is in the description below so that you can get registered. And even if you can't attend live, we'd encourage you to register anyway, because we may send out the replay. We do hold this event a few times a month. So register. We hope to see you there. And if not, maybe we can get the replay out to you. If not, I'll see you on another video. Take care of your marketing. Let's go.